So we are saying, as Pieros has shared with us, consistency is the backbone of our business. And I'm also echoing some wisdom from those who have built very successful businesses. They tell us that many people start businesses, but few finish. So why should you, as we said last week, quoting Blair Ryan, why start something that you won't finish? You must never start that which you are not committed to finish. Now, for all of us superstars, we know why we started this business. And I must tell you for a fact, it will not be walkover. It will not be sliding down the hill. That is not success. Nothing that is worthwhile celebrating that is just down, sliding downhill. All successes I've ever heard of, it is uphill. And therefore, there are things that will come your way and they will try to interfere with your progress. But you must commit that you are going to remain consistent in your business. Starting is easy. Think of losing weight. Many people at the beginning of the year, and by the way, they didn't even create traffic on the road because they are jogging all over in January around 1st up to 10th. They are all committed and they have decided, I cannot die of this, huge weight. I have to shed it off. And with a lot of enthusiasm, they get to the road, running, others gym, exercising. But by around 20th of January, the traffic is not as much. I can assure you, by Easter, most of the people are they're just there. They have forgotten totally that they were on a mission to lose weight. Consistency is not very easy. Starting is, but consistency to keep on doing what you really started is not very easy. But there are a few things that you may need to consider that will help you to remain consistent in our business. Because remember, it's not microwave. Success in our business is not microwave. It's not something that you just switch on and the food is ready. No. It will require that you keep on pushing and pushing and pushing until you get to the top. So why should we be consistent? Allow me to add a few points from what Pieros mentioned. Why should we be consistent? It helps you in many ways, but allow me to mention only three. Why we should be consistent. Number one, when you are consistent, you build trust. You build trust. Remember, we are in a business of people. You are creating a team. If you don't have a team, I have to encourage you right now that sooner or later, you are going to build a very big team. And some people take too long before they sponsor the first person. So they conclude that this is not theirs. You are mistaken. You need to understand that with time, resistance reduces if you keep on doing what you are supposed to do, prospecting consistently and all that. Now, when you bring in people, they will watch what you do. Our business is not more of talking. It is more of showing. So when you create your team and the team realizes that they cannot rely on what you are telling them because you are not consistent, then they don't trust you. You tell them, I will be having some meeting. Maybe you have 3 downlines in your team and you tell them, we'll be meeting every Saturday at 8. And then you start the first Saturday, the second one you have left the meeting. You are no longer holding the meeting. Now, they cannot trust you when you tell them something else. So when you are consistent in whatever you are doing and what you are saying, then your team trusts you. And not only your team, think of even customers. I have seen some people being very inconsistent on how they deal with their customers. They will tell you, this product is 3,000 Kenya shillings. This product is 30 US dollars. Then a few days down the line, they forget what they told the customer and they say something else. Now that destroys the trust. And you see, friends, we need to note that it takes 20 years to build trust, but it takes just few seconds to break it. And trust consistency will help you to build that trust and to maintain the trust. So when you're consistent, you build trust with your customers, with your downlines, with your cross lines, the people that are not in your team, but you're working together, with your upline. By the way, never tell your upline you are going to see them at this time and you don't show up. When you're not consistent on fulfilling your words, then your mentor, your upline, will take you to be a joker. You're not serious. So that is the first one, building trust. But number two, and this has to do more with showing up to meetings and maybe if you are doing your business online, posting and all that, it creates visibility. It creates visibility. Have you noticed that when you start like doing business online, you are using Facebook, for example, you post stuff and not many people even comment. And I've seen people, they post for a few weeks, only 1 or 2 people are liking what they are posting, and they feel like, oh, I'm not influential. So they stop posting. That is the worst thing that you can do. People must first see you do it many times so that they can trust you and they start following you. Now, if you are always posting in a consistent manner, many people will see what you are posting. And so you become more visible. It's the same thing even when you are prospecting people. The more you prospect, the more you land on people who are going to say yes to the opportunity. So for beginners, those who have just joined us lately, please don't give up so fast, because you'll give up even before you are noticed that you exist. Please hang on there, and with time, many people will realize that, oh, Stone is in this business, Jane is in this business, and you'll start getting customers. So increasing or creating visibility. Don't do something once and you stop doing it. In fact, I tell people that our business is a game of numbers. So the more you do something, the more you are likely to really get the numbers. For example, if you set yourself to be prospecting 5 people every single day, prospecting 5 people every single day, in your first few days, you might not be very successful. But if you keep on doing it, you get to a point of breaking that resistance and you get breakthrough. What is happening is that your visibility is increasing as you show up more often, whether it's physically or virtually, right? I've seen someone asking, if a customer says the products are expensive, what should you do? Without digressing from the topic, because that also relates with what we are talking about. If you are consistently talking to clients, you meet those who say products are expensive, even if you are giving them nearly free. Sometimes it's not a question of the cost, it is a question of disinterest and the poverty mentality, where people feel like, oh, I cannot spend money on this kind of a thing. I better save. And they die still saving. But the direct answer to the question there is, that is one of the objections that you get. And for any objection, you don't fight with it. You first accept it, and then you help them to understand. It's a simply a way of telling you, I need more information. So such a person, you simply tell them, I also thought the products are expensive until I used them. And man, the value I got, I'm willing to invest for my health, in my health. So you first acknowledge, don't show them that like you are the poorest character. I mean, honestly, what is more expensive? What do you value more? Your health or your. So you don't push them away. But to include that point in our discussion here of consistency, if you are consistently talking to as many people, you'll get those who first say the products are expensive, but you'll also land on those who are looking for the products. Okay, so some of these objections, you overcome them by, now Jim Rohn says that you make up in numbers what you lack in skill. Make up in numbers what you lack in skill. So before you even learn really how to address and handle objections, you can capitalize on numbers, talking to so many people, so that yes, you'll get those you don't even know how to respond to, but then you'll also land on those who are looking for the products or for the business. Someone told us that if every day you get to streets and you stand somewhere on the street and people are passing and you start saying, I am selling, who is buying? I'm selling, today I'm selling. You will get someone who will buy, even if you are, they would ask you, what are you selling, by the way? Even if you don't have anything to sell, but you are consistent in saying that you are selling. So very powerful there. We capitalize on numbers. But remember, the point number 2 is consistency helps you to create visibility. But note that many people quit before they are even noticed that they ever existed. If you are new in something, you'll meet people, you'll be in that field with the people who perhaps are well known. Like you are getting into social media. In that social media, we have gurus, people who are well known. They are, what do we call them? They are celebs. And you want to grow into that level of becoming a celeb, then honestly, you have to consistently show up. Show up. And it's not easy, but it is the way to go. And the number 3, the last one, on how consistency helps you, is that consistency helps you to improve on skills. And this is very, very critical. It helps you to improve on skills. Think of the key or the core skills in our business, like prospecting, presenting, following up, closing, all those. Think about them. These are skills that you only develop by doing them consistently. And don't be a slave of perfectionism or perfectionism syndrome, where you want to first be perfect for you to do something. It doesn't happen. You actually start doing and get near perfection, but you don't wait until you are perfect for you to start doing. So when you're consistent in those skills, then you are improving them. Now, let me mention this. If you are willing, or if you want to be one of the best presenters, this is how you do it. The first meeting, the first presentation you do, it will be short day. I mean, you might not say anything. Of course, you've told guests something that they didn't know. Members might feel like, he didn't really say much. Of course, great mentors will tell you that was excellent, that was very good. But what they are doing is they're encouraging you to do another one and another one and another. The first one, you'll stand and your brain will sit. I mean, you forget even your name and you are supposed to present. But what is the solution? Is it to run away? I've seen some people when we tell them, hey, you are the one who will present on a certain day. They don't come to the meeting that day because of the fear of, oh my God, I present. But the formula is present the first time, present the second time. Then by the third time, you'll be much better. And the more you do it, the better you become as a presenter. The same for all the other skills. Prospecting, for example. Show up where there are strangers. Just say hi to whoever the stranger. You will not be so sure of what to tell them next after saying hi. But the next time, you'll have more courage and you'll tell them something. You start connecting with them. Within no time, you'll be where some of us are, that wherever we go, we get new prospects and we board with them so well every single day. It is because of the consistency. So you improve skills by being consistent. Which are some of the areas that we need to really be very consistent? Piros mentioned some of them. She mentioned personal PVs. If there is something that is so suicidal for your business, dear entrepreneurs, superstars, team members, if there is something that is so suicidal, is doing your 100 points once in a while. Very dangerous. In fact, you will never become a director if you develop that negative habit of doing your 100 personal points once in a while. You've got to be so consistent. Pianos and I, we've never, ever missed to do 100 points for 14 straight years. 14 straight years. At the beginning, we were not so good at it. But of course, as we have seen, you develop the skill as you continue doing it. But now this is more of discipline. So discipline yourself never to miss at least 100 personal points. All right? Remember, even if you have 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 points from your team, but yours is less than 100 personal points, how much bonus do you get? A big zero. You get nothing. So that is the first area. The second one, where I really thank God that Pianos and I have been very, very consistent, is on the trainings. Now, right here we are 68, and we're supposed to be hundreds and hundreds. Where are the others? There are some who come once in a month. If they are not reminded to actually log in, they will not log in. That is inconsistency. And human nature is to be consistent because people get that so easily. But let me tell you, you will never fail to attend a training if you know why you joined this business. If you know that you're not coming in for your upline, you'll be there. If you know you are coming to sharpen your skills, to learn more, grow as a person, you will always be there. By the way, there are some people in this call who, when I'm starting the meeting 10 minutes before time, the minute I start the meeting, they log in, meaning they were just waiting. And that's the way to go. In the military, they say, train hard, fight easy. And I think the opposite is also true. If you don't train hard, you'll have a tough time during the fight. And fight here simply means when you are doing the business, you'll have hard time. And we say you must be very hard on yourself so that your life can be easy on you. You must be very hard on yourself so that life can be easy on you. So training should not be optional. Every training that you qualify for. All right. And of course, there are many other areas where you need to be very consistent in our business, but I wanted to mention those very powerful two areas. And as we wind up, allow me to mention three things that can easily kill your consistency. Because sometimes you have the desire and you commit, I'll be very consistent. But there are some things that if you're not careful, they will make you inconsistent. Before you know it, you are not even in the business. Think about this with me. Number one, relating with negative people. Relating with negative people. Someone was telling us of a friend, still a member, who was advising him that he doesn't have to attend the trainings. A very new member getting that kind of advice from an older member. The faster you disengage with such a person, the better for yourself. But the minute you pull up your chair, you sit down so that you can get more information, the more inconsistent you'll be in what you had purpose to be consistent. So we will see you are no longer coming for meetings. You come once in a while so that your upline doesn't really ask you, where did you go? So you are coming for your upline just to be seen that you are there. Okay. So relating with the negative people will just make you to be like them. And you know it is not possible for them to be consistent. Number two, second thing that will crush your consistency and make you inconsistent is false expectations. False expectations. Like some people expect in few months they'll be millionaires. So what happens when they don't have the millions? They stop doing what they had started doing. So learn to manage your expectation. Where many people start prospecting very well with energy. I'll be talking to 10 people every single day. The first day they talk to 10, they get 8 straight no's and 2 yeses. And the 2 yeses are actually just no's. Only that the two fellows just had mercy on you. When that happens, and you expected that they will all say yes, like when I joined the business, I was asking myself, how can someone fail to join this kind of business? Unless they are bewitched. And I talked to so many people. Several pages I had written. And the whole of that month, no one joined. In fact, the first person joined in my second month. Pieros invited all her colleague teachers into our house. They visited us. They came to, I think we had a newborn. Yeah. So the ladies, they came as usual. And Pieros was so excited. She was like, today I'm sponsoring 8 Tango. And she served them tea very, very fast, no time to waste, so that the session can start. And they started walking away one by one as she continued with the presentation. And she thought, whoever has gone out is just going out to stretch and come back. They stretched forever, never came back. Only 2 were left just because they were ashamed of really embarrassing Pieros so much. And when they were left, they asked Pieros, honestly, what are you telling people? These are things that we all know. Are you new in Nairobi? And you know what Pieros did? I'll tell you when she's not around. She quit temporarily. She was so discouraged. She asked me, we do away with this business. And I told her, yes, let it be. We don't have to embarrass ourselves like that. But I was just telling her so that she can, she doesn't feel like I'm not supporting her. So in the house, we never talked about the business. But out there, I talked double. A month later or 2 months later, because of the energy I pushed the business with, we had hit, let me just say we but you know it is high. Had hit director level. And I was invited for dinner. And you know, now the sweet bit of it is you go with your sweet pie. So we went for the dinner together. And she was so excited, being greeted by everyone. Hi, Diamond. How did you do it? You are going places. And so she came back. You know, when you give someone quality food, they are likely to come back. So, what am I saying? False expectation. Manage your expectations so that you are not frustrated and so that you can keep on doing the business until you get the results that you want. And the last one, and we are done with the session, is what kills consistency? Employee mentality. Employee mentality. Please, all of us in this call, 70 of us, let us make sure that we deploy entrepreneurial mentality. Be an entrepreneur, not an employee. Be a leader, not a manager. Here you don't just tell, you show. And here things are not done for you. You own the business.
Yes.
In fact, at the beginning, it will appear like your upline is doing things for you. But in essence, he or she is just showing you how things are done. Never mistake being shown how to do things for being done for. We are not in this business to do it for anyone.
Yes.
We are here to show you how it's done. So don't develop or sustain that employee mentality of, at the end of the month, I'll have my salary. Here, you are given a blank check. A blank check. Like this. You're given a blank check. This one we just wrote for ourselves. The company paid. This was just a cup of tea, an appreciation when we were coming from Abu Dhabi, 2019, before COVID. And here you see this is a box, but it was empty. It is Piers and Josephat who wrote this figure. Okay? From Neolife. You are in the same company, Neolife. How much do you write for yourself? So if you come in with an employee mentality, you'll be writing zero or very little amount. But here we work, you work until you get what you want. Allow me to wind up by quoting Les Brown that life is a fight for territory. And you'll always get what you work for. This far, you worked that hard to be where you are. It is time to step up on how we work. So thank you so much. God bless you so much. And thank you for being part of the training. I want to believe that we will now be more consistent in especially doing the basics, using the products consistently, sharing the products consistently with our customers, sharing the opportunity with the prospects so that they can join consistently, and training consistently. And our business will never, ever be the same again. So I want to wind up by quickly doing the recognition as we usually do, and then make some quick announcement in 5 minutes, and we are done.